the 103.5 FM Ogidi presents Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Are you an upcoming model, actor, rap, R&B, gospel, reggae, or high life musician? Are you trying to find your footing on social media? Do you want to earn money with talents and skills? Do not look any further. Sign up for Ebona, the 103.5 FM Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Today, you will have the opportunity to learn and become an expert in video coverage, photography, film editing, music production, advertising and social media marketing, content creation, filmmaking, radio drama, magazine production, and many more. Register today at Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Ogunike Boys, inside European Residency Hotel Ogidi. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080 65 79 65 99.
Yes, the NNPCL invites the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, for a tour on the Port Harcourt and the Warri refineries to clear his doubts about his operations. The invitation follows the remarks by the former president of Nigeria of his skepticism, citing efforts of his own administration to revamp the refineries. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie. Yes, it's time to talk about the happenings on our political space this morning. As the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. P2B has denied rumors of a planned merger between his party and the People's Democratic Party in 2027. Addressing journalists in Abuja on Thursday, Mr. P2B described the rumor as unfounded. P2B, who was a former running mate with Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 election, dumped the PDP in 2023 to pick up the Labour Party presidential ticket. But the social bond between Atiku Abubakar and P2B has grown very strong, with both going for public functions together. Hence the rumors. Right now, a lot is happening in our political space, as you know, that the happenings in the corridors of power affects you and me in one way or the other. So we must talk about them. So let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our political space this morning. The headlines: Police dismiss allegations of Kaduna Corp supplying arms to bandits. Warri, Port Harcourt refineries, absolute insult, disrespect. Tinubu to visit Enugu, commission Mba's project. Nobody can be anything without me, Wike boast. After visit to Tinubu, governors brace up for local government autonomy. Falana reveals reason Yaradua cancelled the sale of Port Harcourt. After visit to Obasanjo, Obi meets Farotimi, commends his dedication. Exit of 1,000 staff from CBN, voluntary. Kadoso. Adebutu empowers traditional rulers with security training. These and more will be the course of our discussion on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Before we proceed with the first story we have for you this morning, remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742 or 080 65 79 6599. And the first story we have for you this morning is police dismisses allegations of Kaduna Corp supplying arms to bandits. The Nigerian Police Force has dismissed a claim circulating on social media that a deputy commissioner of police in Kano State for supplying firearms to bandits and kidnappers. A lecturer at Baze University named Adamu Garba Zango alleged that a deputy commissioner of police with the Kaduna State Police Commander was detained for helping bandits and kidnappers obtain firearms. However, police spokesperson ACP Olumiyiwa Adejobi, in a statement, said that the individual in the circulated image is not a serving officer and that the image has been internet archives since 2019. The individual in question is Kingsley Udoin, a civilian who was detained by the Akwa Ibom State Police Command on January 2nd, 2019, or posed as an assistant commissioner of police, Adejobi noted. Adejobi disclosed that Udoin, at the time of his arrest, had been using fake police credentials to defraud and intimidate the public. He added that items recovered from Udeyen's residence included an unlicensed English pistol, portraits of various police ranks, and other incriminating materials. The police spokesperson noted that there is no connection between the Kaduna State Police Command and the false allegations propagated by Zango. It is pertinent to the state that the individual depicted in the shape is not a serving member of the Nigerian Police Force, Adejobi, shared on X. Well, still on the happenings on our political space this morning, the next story we have for you is Warri, Port Harcourt refineries, absolute insult, disrespect. Obasanjo slams NNPCL. Former President Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has described an open invitation by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NPCL) to tour the newly revived Port Harcourt and Warri refineries as disrespectful. The spokesperson to Obasanjo, Kehinde Akiyemi, made this known on Friday. Newsmen reports that NNPCL had invited the ex-president to the revamped facilities after he accused the state-owned oil firm of rejecting Aliko Dangote's $750 million to manage Port Harcourt and Kaduna refineries. Obasanjo had faulted NNPCL for having rejected Dangote's offer, despite its inability to manage the plants. However, reacting to NNPCL's invite to tour the revived Port Harcourt and Warri refineries, Obasanjo said the pattern of the invite was a clear disrespect to his office as a former president of Nigeria. According to him, NNPCL had not deemed it fit to formally invite him for the said tour. Is that the right way to invite a former president of the country who says Baba has even seen the statement or read the news? It is a total disrespect for the office of the former president. Asked the NNPCL that as of January 2nd, have they written to him? Is there any official letter addressed to him inviting him to the refinery? It is an absolute insult, and the former president cannot dignify such with a response, Obasanjo's aide stated. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, Tinubu visits Enugu, commission Tinubu to visit Enugu, commission Mba's projects. President Bola Tinubu will visit Enugu State on Saturday, during which he will commission some of the projects executed by Enugu State Governor Peter Mba. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Friday by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Shidebele Onya. Onya said Enugu State Government is happy to announce the first state visit by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on Saturday, January 4, 2025. The president will, during the visit, commission some of the numerous projects executed by our administration, such as the 30 completed and equipped Enugu Smart Green Schools of the 260 under construction across the 260 wards in the state, 60 completed and equipped Type 2 primary health care centers of the 260 under construction across the 260 wards in the state. The completed auditorium and the multifunctional Enugu International Conference Center, 19 completed urban roads in Enugu City, state-of-the-art command and control centers, as well as 150 patrol vehicles fitted with artificial intelligence embedded surveillance cameras. The statement also added that Tinubu would additionally commission some of the completed rural roads during the one-day visit. Similarly, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Ebotokun, on Friday said that professionalism with emphasis on ethical conduct of officers would be his focus in 2025. And the next story we have for you this morning, nobody can be anything without me. Wike boost. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has boasted that nobody can be anything without him. Wike also declared that something will soon happen in Rivers State that will shock many, adding that he does not fight with anyone but emphasized his concern for ingrates. Wike spoke in Port Harcourt on Friday night at the luncheon he organized for stakeholders. The minister said there is something that will happen in this state that everybody will know. The ongoing movement is not a party movement, it's the movement that you will see. Forget about their claims. Wike narrated how he assisted Celestine Omea and reconciled him with former Dr. Peter Odele, but he expressed dismay how the two are now working against him. Wike said, if you follow my political history, it has never been easy. I have been charged for murder, for armed robbery, just because of politics. There is nothing I have not passed through in my life, but I know at the end of the day, we will overcome. Is it not the same person who said, we thank you for making a man who want to create rivers as a medical hub in Nigeria, not to have converted River State as a personal estate? Based on the democracy you have watched, is there anywhere they said about my family? So where did I want to convert River State to my personal estate? When my father is doing something wrong, should I not say, Papa, this is not what you said yesterday? Is that to make him cry? I ran election for local government in 1999, and since then till now, I have never lost the election. Nobody whom I supported have ever lost election. The minister said he has no regret of supporting President Bola Tinubu to win election, saying those making noise told Atiku Abubakar that they will support him to fight Tinubu. How can people who came out and said Governor Similai Fubara cannot be governor, he cannot talk before the public, today are the ones saying we are with you? 2007, when you fought Chibuike Amechi, we chased you out, Wike said. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, after visit to Tinubu, governors brace up for local government autonomy. Governors across the 36 states of the Federation have indicated their readiness to implement the financial autonomy granted to the local governments by the Supreme Court in July last year. Consequently, they have directed their chairmen of local government areas to open their accounts for the direct disbursement of their funds from the Federation Account Allocation Committee (FAAC). It was learned that the governor's decision to finally embrace the autonomy for the third tier of government was reinforced by President Bola Tinubu's assurance that his administration was not out to take over the control of local governments from them through the apex court judgment. Tinubu stated this in Lagos when the governors, led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, paid him New Year homage on Wednesday. While receiving the governors, Tinubu stressed their critical role in driving Nigeria's development and prosperity, saying their leadership at the subnational level was central to the achieving food security, economic prosperity, and rapid national growth. The meeting was attended by members of the Nigerian Governors Forum at his Ikoyi residence. Tinubu told them, you are the most important link to Nigeria's prosperity and development. The federal government accounts for about 30 to 35% of the allocated revenue. The rest comes to you. The agricultural value chain depends on you. You own the land and the job is in your hands. He called for strong collaboration between the federal and the state governments to address pressing challenges, including local government autonomy, agricultural productivity, and the currency stability. The president, who expressed his commitment to local government development and autonomy, stressed its importance for grassroots development and dispelled the rumors of disagreement with the governors. The Osun state government said it complied with the federal government's directive to states to open accounts where local government allocations from FAAC would be paid. The state president of NULGE, Dr. Kainde Ogungbade, told newsmen weekend in Oshobo that the implementation of the local government autonomy was not under any threat in Osun state. In Kwara State, some council chairmen said they were eagerly awaiting the takeoff of the direct allocations from FAAC this month. And in Castena State, the stakeholders have also declared their readiness to implement local government autonomy. You are listening to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and the next story we have for you is Falana reveals a reason Yaradua cancelled sale of Port Harcourt refinery to Dangote. This and more will be the cause of our discussion after this short break. Stay with us, and I'll be right back.
Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi presents Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Are you an upcoming model, actor, rap, R&B, gospel, reggae, or high life musician? Are you trying to find your footing on social media? Do you want to earn money with talents and skills? Do not look any further. Sign up for Ebona, the 103.5 FM Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Today, you will have the opportunity to learn and become an expert in video coverage, photography, film editing, music production, advertising and social media marketing, content creation, filmmaking, radio drama, magazine production, and many more. Register today at Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Ogunike Boys, inside European Residency Hotel Ogidi. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080 65 79 6599. Nababoa production. My business. When I will tell you, Ekezie radio drama. Ekezie radio drama every Monday 8 o'clock p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday 3 o'clock p.m. Now, upon 103.5 FM. If you know by finish your business,
nke ka dịkwa nke bụ na ana m ahụzi n'anya ma ọ bụ n'eziokwu.
Ekwekwala ka akọlụ dị nke a akọlụ. Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political views come to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep it.
That's right. You're welcome back to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can equally reach us on 080-6579-6599. And the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona at the 103.5 FM is Falana reveals reason Yaradua cancelled the sale of Port Harcourt refinery to Dangote. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has revealed the reason former President Umaru Yaradua did not sell the Port Harcourt refinery to a consortium led by Dangote. Falana said the reversal was a pivotal step to address the legal and ethical breaches surrounding the transaction and to protect Nigeria's national interests. The senior lawyer, in a statement, explained that under the Privatization and Commercialization Act, the vice president is the chairman of the National Council on Privatization, NCP, the body responsible for overseeing the privatization of public enterprises. Falana, however, alleged that former President Olusegun Obasanjo bypassed this legal requirement by sidelining the then Vice President Atiku Abubakar and directly managing the privatization of several state-owned enterprises. On May 17, 2007, President Obasanjo sold a 51% stake in the Port Harcourt refinery to Blue Star Oil for $561 million in another transaction that took place on May 28, 2007. President Obasanjo sold 51% shares in Kaduna refinery to Blue Star Oil for $160 million, Falana revealed. The human rights activist stressed that the deals drew sharp criticisms from key stakeholders, including the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPEN, and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASEN. According to him, the unions raised concern over due process and alleged that the country had been shortchanged. He further explained that they also alleged that the nation had been shortchanged as the shares acquired in the Port Harcourt refinery for $516 million were worth $5 billion. It is on record that the cancellation of the privatization was not cancelled in any court as it was carried out contrary to the letter and spirit of the Privatization and Commercialization Act. Falana stated he further commended the role of the Nupeng and the Pengasen in advocating for national interests and called on them to remain vigilant amid renewed calls for the privatization of Nigeria's refineries. Falana's statement emphasized the ongoing de- debate over privatization in Nigeria. Falana's statement emphasized the ongoing debate over privatization in Nigeria, with advocates stressing the need for transparency and due process in managing the country's public assets. The next story we have for you this morning is after visit to Obasanjo, Obi meets Farotimi, commends his dedication to national development. In a show of solidarity, former presidential candidate of Labour Party Peter Obi on Friday visited renowned lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi following his earlier meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The visit underscored Obi's continued efforts to foster alliance and aimed at achieving transformative governance in Nigeria. Farotimi, who recently returned from the Ekezie Correctional Center, has been an outspoken advocate for justice, human rights, and good governance. During the visit, Obi expressed his delight at finding Farotimi in high spirits and deeply committed to the cause of building a better Nigeria. I was pleased to find him in good spirits and deeply encouraged by his unwavering dedication to the struggle for a better Nigeria, Obi said via his X handle. He disclosed that the meeting served as a platform for both men to reflect on the nation's challenges and the ongoing push for reforms. Obi commended Farotimi's resilience, describing him as a symbol of courage in the face of adversity. He said, at Dele Farotimi exemplifies the courage in the face of adversity, consistently taking bold stands for good governance in our nation. I wish him a fruitful and productive year as we continue to work together toward the development of our country, will be added. The next story we have for you this morning is bordering on economy as exit of 1,000 staff from CBN voluntarily, Cardoso said. The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Cardoso says that the 1,000 staff who left the bank were not forced to leave. Cardoso stated this on Friday at the resumed House of Representatives investigative hearing on the disengagement of the 1,000 workers by the CBN. The Apex Bank on December 4th, 2024, said its early exit package (EEP) was entirely voluntary and without any negative consequences for eligible staff. This comes amid reports that 1,000 staff were sacked from the Apex Bank. Reacting to the development, however, the House of Representatives ordered the CBN to suspend the planned retirement of 1,000 staff. The Green Chamber had also established an ad hoc committee to probe the process and legality of exercise. At the resumption of the investigative hearing on Friday, the CBN governor, however, said the 1,000 members of staff were not forced to quit. Represented by the CBN's Deputy Director of Corporate Service, Bala Bello. The Apex Bank boss also said that the early exit program, the restructuring, and the reorganization was to optimize the bank for enhanced efficiency. They are basically ways and means through which the performance of an organization is optimized by ensuring that round pegs are put in right holes. The manpower requirement of the bank is actually met. I'm very happy to mention, Mr. Chairman and the members of the committee, that the early exit program of the central bank is 100% voluntary. It is not mandatory. Nobody has been asked to leave and nobody has been forced to leave. It is a completely voluntary program that has been put in place. I believe several organizations across the world and even with this country, both in the private sector and the public sector, are undertaking similar exercises, he stated. Now, the next story we have for you this morning is Adelabu empowers traditional rulers with security training. The senator representing Lagos West, Senator Idiata Oluranti Adebule, has organized a day training for traditional rulers in Lagos West Senatorial District on security and community relations. The senator representing Lagos West, Senator Idiat Oluranti Adebule, has organized a day training for traditional rulers in Lagos West Senatorial District on security and community relations. The event had in attendance the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Latif, from the state CID, Panti, who represented the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Olarewanju Ishola. The commissioner urged the traditional rulers to avoid being found wanting in land disputes in any part of the metropolis, while noting that security is everyone's responsibility and it will be wrong and counterproductive for any traditional ruler to connive with those encouraging violence in this regard within their domain. He urged the traditional rulers to work closely with the divisional police officers within their jurisdiction, since they are also members of police community relations committee in their respective areas. The commissioner noted that it is not only the security agencies that have the power to arrest those found causing chaos in the society, but the constitution provides the people to do so and hand them over to the police. On her part, the convener of the same event, Senator Idiat Oluranti Adebule, said the forum was to demonstrate the beauty and benefits of communal actions in tackling security challenges in the area. She urged residents to be proactive and give timely information to security operatives for the safety of their lives and properties, adding that we should not focus on the kinetic aspect in terms we should not only focus on the kinetic aspects in terms of security, but non-kinetic is equally important. Still on the stories making, rounds our political space this morning, CMPP demands deadline extended for C of O payment for revoked Abuja lands. Considering the economic hardship in the country, the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties (CNPP) has appealed to the Minister of Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Nyesom Wike to grant an extension to the owners of the 762 plots of land revoked in Maitama, Abuja, to pay for their certificates of occupancy. The CNPP, in a statement by its Deputy National Publicity Secretary James Ezema in Kaduna on Friday, said that the initial 2-week grace period given to the affected allottees, which expires on January 3rd, 2025, is insufficient considering the current economic challenges in the nation. And the last story we have for you this morning, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, is PDP urges citizens to keep hope alive, defend democracy. The People's Democratic Party, Kaduna State chapter, and the former House of Representatives member, Honorable Usman S. Bawa ABG, have congratulated the people of Kaduna State for seeing the year 2025 while urging the citizens to keep hope alive for a better year and in defense of democracy. PDP, in a New Year message by its chairman, Chief Edward Percy Marshall, said despite the APC's massive failure in governance at all levels, the season calls for celebration and renewed expectations across the 23 local governments areas of the state. Citizens overwhelmingly agreed that the security challenges, deplorable rural infrastructure, dilapidated hospitals, and lack of access to quality education persist. The APC's governance has been marred by incompetence, and the people have suffered greatly. Furthermore, Governor Obasanjo's near constant absence from the state has hindered governance, delayed important decisions, and wasted public resources in 2025. The people of Kaduna State deserve better, he stated. To put it bluntly, Governor Obasanjo has demonstrated contempt for the people of Kaduna State, as evident in his action regarding the aborted local government council elections and the new minimum wage. Even Malam Nasser El-Rufai, known for his arbitrariness, did not fail to organize credible local government elections or pay the minimum wage approved by then President Muhammad Buhari. Well, there you have it. A lot is happening in our political space, and you and me, we know how the happenings in the corridors of power affects you and me in one way or the other. But at the same time, River State Governor Similaye Fubara has, signed into law 1.88 trillion naira 2025 appropriation bill into law 48 hours after it was, presented to a three-member panel of lawmakers. The governor, insisted that there is only one House of Assembly in River State, and it is led by Honorable Victor Oko Jumbo, the governor said. What is your take on the happenings on our political space this morning? A lot is happening. So for you to become part of the conversation, you can call 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39256742. You can equally reach us on 08065796599. Still on the political happenings around us now, but this one is on the foreign scene. South Korea in political crisis after president resists arrest. South Korea's political leadership was in uncharted territory Saturday after the sitting president resisted arrest over a failed martial law decree days before the warrant expires. In scenes of high drama on Friday, Yoon Suk Yeol's presidential guards and military troops shielded the former star prosecutors from investigators who called off their arrest attempt, citing safety concerns. The South Korean president was impeached and suspended last month after the bungled martial law declaration. a political move was swiftly overturned by Parliament with a separate warrant letter issued for his arrest. There was a standoff while we estimated the personnel blocking us to be around 200. There could have been more. An official from the investigation team said on Friday, on condition of anonymity, it was a dangerous situation. Yoon faces criminal charges of insurrection, one of a few crimes not subject to presidential immunity, meaning he could be sentenced to prison or, at worst, death penalty. Yes, you will remember that we brought you a story where Wike is boasting that nobody can be anything without him. And this is being directed to the former governor of Rivers State as well, Peter Odele. Now, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory and the former governor of Rivers State, Yeson Wike, has boasted that nobody can be anything without him. Wike also declared that something will soon happen in Rivers State that will shock many, adding that he does not fight with anyone, but emphasized his concern for ingrates. And now, Wike spoke in Port Harcourt on Friday night at the luncheon he organized for stakeholders. The minister said there is something that will happen in this state that everybody will know. That the ongoing movement is not a party movement, it is the movement that you will see. Forget about their claims. Wike narrated how he assisted Celestine Omehia and reconciled him with the former Dr. Peter Odele, but he expressed dismay how the two are now working against him. So in a reverse crisis, you can now see that the governor is becoming more bold with, I think with the support of the people, I guess, since some elders in River State are now calling on Wike to apologize to the former governor of River State, Peter Odele. So it looks like there is a turn in what is going on there now. But Wike, is promising that something will happen in River State. We keep our fingers crossed. What is your take on the happenings on our political space? Please keep the calls coming. Let's talk about it this morning on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can as well reach us on 08065796599. You will remember that we told you that the NNPCL invited the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, for a tour on the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries to clear his doubts about its operations. The invitation followed the remarks made by the former president on his skepticisms, citing efforts of his own administration to revamp the refineries. Now, you see that Falana, however, alleged that the former president Olusegun Obasanjo bypassed legal requirements by sidelining the vice president Atiku Abubakar and directly managing the privatization of several state-owned enterprises. He said on May 17th, 2007, President Obasanjo sold a 51% stake in the Port Harcourt refinery to Blue Star Oil for 561 million US dollars in another transaction that took place on May 28, 2007. President Obasanjo sold 51% shares in Kaduna Refinery to Blue Star Oil for $160 million, Falana revealed. The human rights activist stressed that the deals drew sharp criticisms from key stakeholders, including the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, and the Petroleum and the Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSEN. You will see that at this point, Nigerians don't even know who to believe in the matter anymore, whether it is the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, or NNPC, who is now inviting him, for a tour on the Warri and the Port Harcourt refineries. An invitation which the former president described as insulting, that it is insulting the way they went about it. They should have written a letter, or inviting him personally, and not doing it in that manner by talking about it in the pages of the newspapers or in the media. So what is your take on the matter? Obasta Monage concerns you and me in one way or the other, because na fuel line about sea from those refineries. So why can't we talk about what is going on in those refineries to shape the polity so that it will go better for us? Another story that is making rounds, our political space this morning, that is, everyone is talking about, most Nigerians are talking about, is the issue about the merger between, PDP and the Labour Party. Something that, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party on the 2023 election, presidential election, Mr. P2B, he described the rumor as, unfounded. But at the same time, a lot of people are still looking at it. Now, NMPP is getting back at, like APC, that described Kwankwaso, who is the presidential candidate of the NMPP during the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, that described him as, a political refugee, which they described. They said it is unfounded as well, that he is a bona fide member of NMPP. Now, a lot of people are also talking about, why can't the youth take leadership roles in Nigeria today? And somebody says, why Nigeria must give youth leadership roles? Oladele. Because if you look at what is happening in Africa today, some of the leadership, like the Burkina Faso leadership, what is going on in Burkina Faso so far is showing that youth handling some political positions will enable the society to an extent. Now, the Bameko of Ibadan land, Oloye Saheed Oladele, has underscored the importance of allowing young Nigerians to get more functional in strategic positions across the country. maintaining that the best thing that can happen to Nigeria is to give the youth the chance in leadership positions. He stated that youth possess the energy and vigor that can help drive through development in any community or nation. In a statement on Friday, Oladele said if we allow the youth to get more functional within our system, the system will change more positively. Yes, people can say we have tested some youths in the past and they failed to deliver. The question is what kind of youth we are giving the chance, because the kind of youth given the chance will determine the kind of result you will get. When a youth that embezzled money in a previous assignment is the one given an opportunity to lead, if he embezzled further, who do we blame? He expressed optimism that President Bola Tinubu, as a believer in youth, would work to give youth with a proven integrity the chance to take leadership positions, even as governors. And another thing we must pay attention to as Nigerians is the issue of local government autonomy. Anyway, let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about the happenings on our political space this morning? So keep the calls coming on 081 Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Martin.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yes, welcome.
And you?
Well, thank God. Welcome.
Yeah.
Please put off the your radio set so that we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Go on.
yeah, I want to start on the issue of refinery.
Mm.
Find the NNP.
The radio is still on, so please put it off and then go on, sir.
Okay.
Mm. Okay.
So, what I want to say on the issue of NNPC and Obasanjo. If you defend the angle, one is coming out from.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I said because Obasanjo was criticizing them, and the NNPC gave him telling him what to do. That they are inviting him to come across there to see by himself.
Yeah.
It depends where they are coming from because the angle that Obasanjo is looking is that he saw it as something that is very impossible. And the situation of the Nigeria now, that if the refinery is working, there must be a change. Because had it been that both the refinery are working, fuel supposed to be around 400, 300 or 500 naira now. Because we have to see the outcome of it. Because immediately if you have to implement, we now begin to see the outcome of it on Nigeria. But when you look around Nigeria, you find out that everything has stayed the same.
Okay.
So nothing changed.
Look at what he is saying. Like what Falana said about he selling a portion of shares or stakes of the NNPC to some companies. Obasanjo talked about the fact that he once invited Shell to come and take over the position of the NNPC, to take over the refineries and all of that. And Shell, one of the reasons that they cited is that there is too much corruption in that sector at the end of the day, so that they can't take it over because of that corruption. That's one thing Obasanjo is saying. And now Falana is also pointing out the illegality in some of the things, the way Obasanjo went about the privatization at the end of the day. So who are we supposed to believe in this matter? Who are we going to say, okay, this is the right person who is saying the truth in the matter at the end of the day?
And what I want to say here is that when you look at it too, you will find out that what Obasanjo said actually is actual truth.
Okay.
Because there is a corruption in the NNPC. Everybody knows.
Okay.
And whenever you look at it, you find out that the NNPC are playing with the life of the masses. There's nothing yet in the ground. They're not telling us that everything is working. They give us this date, it's not that date. They tell us the refiner will be started, or it's not. So immediately they told us that it has been started. So the corruption that is in NNPC is too much. That's what Obasanjo is pointing out.
Okay.
And Obasanjo, pointing out what Obasanjo did. When Obasanjo did that, it did not affect the masses. The masses did not even know that all these things can happen. So, but yes, you're not pointing it as the Obasanjo weaknesses. No. What Obasanjo said, I agree with what Obasanjo said personally, because when you look into it, I find out that what Obasanjo said is actually what has been eating Nigeria deep. Corruption has eaten up deep. That thing has caused the Nigerian national petroleum corruption, because that is the way. Because when you talk about petroleum, you talk about judiciary, and you talk about farmers. All these things is what affect the masses. If you don't properly arrange them, it means that the masses will be suffering after suffering. So that is why such things have to be handled sensitively, so that people will necessarily not affect it, because but the corruption in it will not allow it to work. That is the way Obasanjo was coming out on that issue, and I agree with him. So that's what I want to say, and I will cover.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Yes, keep the calls coming. Let's talk about our political situation as Nigerians on 081 38 39 7740. Let's hear from you now. Hello. Hello. Yes, good morning, my brother. Okay, man. We thank God. Yeah, one of Hanesa fucking every sap boy. We need to pull kind of need of massa. Okay. Okay. Gabani Rusa.
Yeah. Okay. Obasanjo, it's not about the next level of Obasanjo. I'm not a man, we are attacking. And I can't well qualify again. But I did look at long way to Palana. Because Japanese, the man I had kept to get there about war. In the Battle of Art.
Yes.
And in terms of the economy, aspect of the government, so on office of the vice president for the time.
Yes.
Nigeria,
That like when it comes to privatization, I go to yourself.
Anything economy under the office of vice president or the thing you take your former the first privatization and do
no, article question, man.
Yeah, so well, do to about war, get by court, no, this is that. After the exit of Obasanjo, how that one I did just about time for that one naira recharge card.
You know,
Obasanjo's account.
About rumors.
Yeah, it's all rumor. You're talking.
Yeah.
And if I'm going every rumor like that now, that I just lie. So Obasanjo's the prevalent as far as I'm concerned. You don't do that. You are fighting your it's better. You beat him and bring another person that will do it. Don't do it as a president. Understand? And he's in email, the PJ medicine or go on May 2007 in our email here. Which means you already did that. And we remember when I'm going to the legal hurry. Something in here.
Okay.
It happened on the 29th, the sign at this day. Can it be joined by Nigeria? So, somebody about to collect some years from these people, from a Gunja, from all these so-called people. Look at the other than good thing. For control the agency. You might have good things about to anything or maybe the fee. On your melona, or in any electric goes to 1,000 something. Talk of that patent of peace spirit.
Mana na-egekwa ntị nke a Dangote mere eme onye bịa propose ya wee bụrụ I think the period enyere ya ebido onye bịa ego ka o wee loan oyeji wee lụ nke ọ lụrụ alụ kịta wee bụrụ the former president Jonathan during his period, and ihe o ji wee back ya ihe niile a mgbe bụ na ọ na-akọwa that na the bureaucratic setting of Nigeria and the corruption then at the system will not allow government owned to operate properly. So no come money when private now that will not compete with the government at the end of the day. So no one be here melody where approve where if so at the end young Obasanjo ihe ọ no na-ekwukwa mgbe abụ ebe ọ na-ama mmenwu ya allow one na onye ga-eme ya ka o mee ya. I think, don't you think?
Nke bụ eziokwu bụ private sector government offices in Nigeria are award. I was saying this in Mbani, the lawyer and NNPCL, no, that take all the offices. So, the refinery, petroleum sector, you take all the offices. The government can work, corruption can live. Everybody now join the country and million, not what you do for the country. So people are not, offices are not working optimally. You come to that place, they will stay you from the morning to night, and still you will not achieve anything that you have come to do.
Yeah.
Go to hospital and find out what is going on. And everywhere they will collect the future from. So if you want most of offices in Nigeria to start working more optimally, you must have EPP, private something, in it.
Okay.
So now that's their thought alone that now private but you man or crossing get and go. And I put you to somebody where human heart as flowing in him. Somebody with the Magodi who men after attack in Nigeria too. So then like Dangote and Tinubu into Nigeria today. I've told you before now that Dangote level of petrol 200 naira in Nigeria that are okay, I didn't go here. So can you see it when something naira?
Kai chekota ka onye ọzọ wee nwee ike batakwa ịnachiata ka continue kwa na the conversation, my brother. Oh, Dalo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can equally call us on 08065796599. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
No problem.
Okay. Your name and location, please, sir.
Honorable, I had the pastor on the line.
Dawani sir. Otila Yonunoku.
Yes. There are so many stories everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a mark of gross incompetence from the federal government. Because people are hungry, agitating for a food to eat. And they are telling us about GDP and airport.
Oh, please, Honorable, please call back. We need to have this conversation with you. So keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740. Let's hear from you right now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Martin. I come back.
Welcome back, my brother. Please go on.
I'm not going to talk from a fact.
Please go on, sir.
Yeah, I want to talk on the issue of the match. People be and the EZEANUMBA.
Yeah.
Upon I know your profile and you have that people do it. The thing is, always also because in Nigeria now, at the Labour Party, and we have to have the work at all. And the PDP is not the right of no way. How we didn't know that we try to get in a Labour Party, electoral crisis, and never all the Labour Party has to represent, the NNPCL, not a APC. And I think that in an APC may go to let them go fight. And people being on that thing, I don't know how one person the chairman of the elector or to let make